Hello everybody, my name is Rainer and this is Rainier Books booktube channel from Sweden, from the city of Stockholm. Today I'm going to give you a Sunday sum up, a Sunday check-in, or whatever you could call this kind of videos where we report after a week of reading and other things in our lives what has happened. So let's get this started. I have finished one book, which is Deer Season by Erin Flanagan, and I've almost finished another book called The Pachinko Parlour by Elisa Shua Dusapin. I'm not going to talk about the Pachinko Parlour because I read this book together with Katja Weinert, and her channel is linked down below, and we haven't discussed the book yet. So this will have to wait until next week, other than I say it's about a young woman from France or Switzerland who has also partly of Korean descent, when she has traveled to Japan to meet her grandparents and to take them with her on a trip to Korea. That's all I can say about this one right now. The other book that I have finished is Deer Season by Erin Flanagan, and I sort of stumbled over this book. I was looking for a new Audible book to listen to, and suddenly Deer Season came up and I bought it and I listened to it, and it's a great novel that I really highly recommend to each one of you. Not only, it's not a thriller, it is sort of very often called in the literature on the internet, it's called a whodunit thriller, character-driven one, playing out in Guntram, a small town in Nebraska, where we have two main characters. We have the bus driver, the school bus driver, Alma Costigan, and we have almost a teenage boy, a 12-year-old guy called Milo Ahern. And Milo's sister, Peggy, has gone missing. Peggy is 14 years old. And the missing kid, the missing teenager, stirs, of course, great excitement in a negative way, great disturbances in that small town. And very fast, Hal Bullard gets suspected. Hal is a 28-year-old a guy who has development problems. He's 28 years old. He has the body of a 28-year-old, but his mindset and his experience is almost on the level of a 14, 15-year-old teenager. And Hal is working for Alma Costigan and her husband Clyde on the farm. He's a farmhand. He's helping them, and they have their own little tragedies. Alma has 4 miscarriages. She tried to get a child, which was the greatest aim of her life, to become a mother, but it didn't work out. She got 4 miscarriages and then stopped it. And actually she got 5 miscarriages, but she hasn't told her husband about the 5th one. The story is told from the perspective of Alma and the perspective of Milo. And slowly we learn more about characters, about Peggy, who is missing, about Hal, about Clyde, and about Alma and their marriage, about Milo and Milo's family, Milo's parents, and everything else in this little town where everyone knows each other and where prejudices are prevalent. And very quickly they find Hal, the weird retard, is the killer, which, well, I don't know if he is or not. Peggy is just gone missing. She hasn't been found yet, And this novel is a whodunit on the surface, and it also won the Edgar Award for Best Crime Novel, the best debut crime novel of the year of 2022, published by University of Nebraska Press. But it is far more, it is much more than a thriller. It is a character-driven plot. It is a plot about a small town in America. It's also published in a series from the University of Nebraska Press, which they call Flyover Fiction, which I think is a very nice and beautiful title. Flyover Fiction, fiction from the so-called flyover states that are in the middle, in the heart of America. So this novel is really a gem. I think it is presenting so much secrets and so much things in the way that people relate to each other, that they behave to each other, knowing the truth about a lie that the other one is still keeping a lie, knowing that this is a lie but not mentioning it, and things like that we practice in our everyday lives with other persons. And that is really something that struck me And Erin Flanagan herself, the author, is a teacher, a professor of creative writing. And she once said in her classes, you have to allow as a writer to let your characters be smarter than you. And she says, I really do believe the story is its own living, breathing thing that's coming to life, and it holds so many answers if we just step back and listen. I also find the thought of the story being smarter than the writer somewhat comforting, which is a very interesting thesis. The story is smarter than the writer, the characters, you have to allow your characters being smarter than you. Dear Season by Erin Flanagan, and next Sunday more about the Pachinko Parlour by Elisa Shua Dusapin, an author that I really loved after her first book that was translated into English, Winter in Sakshi, that also won the National Book Award of 2021 as the best translated book. The books that I'm reading now, that I'm currently reading, apart from the Pachinko Parlour, one of them is Utopia, which is a book in German. It's called Futopia, Ideen, eine bessere Fussballwelt, ideas and suggestions for a better soccer world, written by a very young German football journalist Alina Schwermer. And I really love this book because it analyzes the world of football with its enormous amount of money, especially in the men's game. And it also takes up the women's game a lot because Alina is writing about it. I myself am writing about the women's game, and it sort of tries to say stop to the money. Like, for example, a player like Brazilian Neymar changed the club from the FC Barcelona in Spain to Paris Saint-Germain 2 or 3 years ago for 333 million euros, which is about $333 million today. Just the fee that the club had to pay to get the signature of Neymar, which is absolutely crazy. And so many interests of corporations in the sports trying to make money. And we are sort of getting away from the original idea of sports, bringing people together, having a social function where both the sports itself, but also the fans around it are creating their own local or regional identity. This is getting lost, and Alina is trying to find a solution. And she also says and warns that women's soccer is about to make the same mistakes that men's soccer has made so many decades ago. And is it a real solution? Is it really good for the women to get one-on-one the same situation as the men have today? I was on a big soccer tour this week. On Thursday, I was in Malmö, down in Malmö, and saw the Swedish champions Rosengård play FC Barcelona. On Friday, I was in Linköping, saw a game, and interviewed a wonderful player from Canada. Her name is Gabby Carl, and she actually revealed to me where she keeps her gold medal from the Olympic Games in 2021. And yesterday I was here in Stockholm visiting another game where I interviewed an American player, Michaela Kovac, from Hudsonville in Michigan, and she sort of revealed to me, and she explained to me why everybody calls her Mouse. Two beautiful conversations that I also put on my other channel, on my women's soccer channel. And tomorrow is another interview. I'm really excited about meeting Australian international Kyra Cooney-Cross. This is what I'm doing on the side of reading. So there are other things that sort of engage me. And I just wanted to let you know that don't want to talk so much about football. But Futopia is a book that I'm reading. And Sockshow is a book that the Pachinko Parlour is a book that I'm going to finish, and I also will start listening. I will soon go to the gym and work out again, and I have another audiobook that I'm listening to, that I will listen to, and this is Confidence Man, The Making of Donald Trump and the Breaking of America by New York Times reporter Maggie Habermanc, published, I think, 2 weeks ago, 613 pages, 17 hours. So it's going to take me a while to work out and to finish this book, which I'm very interested in because Maggie Habermanc has such a great knowledge, and she has talked so many times to Donald Trump that she probably knows him better than many other people. And it's also very timely and very important. On Tuesday, that's 2 days from now, I will release another video, as promised, 3 videos per week now. I will release a video where I look back on October, not the books that I read in October, but the books that were published in October. Many of them I haven't read yet, but the books that are really interesting me, that I would think are very interesting, probably I'm not going to buy them because buy some of them because I really have to reduce my book buying. It's really getting out of control almost, and I have to reduce that a lot. Not that I spend too much money that I cannot afford to buy as many books, but you can do so many other things with that, and so many books are still unread on my shelves that I have to do something about it. Maybe you know that thing from your own from your own book buying situation. Thanks very much for watching this video on this beautiful Sunday here in Sweden. The sun is shining. It's very, very autumnly, very fall-y temperatures outside, about 14 degrees I see now in the sun outside, but probably a lot less, like 7, 8 degrees when you are in the shadows. I will go and work out now, whatever you're doing. I hope you find pleasure in it. I hope that you do some reading, and leave a comment down below. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to talk about. If you have read Deer Season, please let me know what you thought. If you have read the Pachinko Parlour, please do so also, and let me know what you are reading right now. Thanks very much. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.